But I've always liked the Oldsmobiles. So my first car was a 57 Chevy. I sold that like you do and have kids and get married, and then 20 years later I get back into them again.
We used to drive around in 58 Chevys and Cadillacs, and they were old clunkers in those days. You could pick one up for £50, and it's just stuck with me. There's no real answer to it really, it's a bit of a drug.
I like them because they're a little bit different. Life's too short to drive boring cars.
We're at the 50th Pre50 American Auto Club Rally of the Giants at Blenheim Palace. Yesterday we had a road run to Heritage Centre at Bicester, which is an interesting place now because they're restoring all the buildings for old car dealers and repairers and all that sort of thing. It's very good.
It don't mean a thing. All you got to do is sing. Oh, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
Here we go, we've got one of the ever popular Model A Fords, and this one is driven here today by Roger Thurston.
This is an 8-cylinder, top-of-the-line New Yorker, 4-door sedan, beautiful car.
Now these sort of visors that they have over the, when did they come in?
Well, that's just an optional extra. You could have them at any stage from the 30s right through the 40s and 50s. And that's a particularly nice one with the centre strip.
Now this is something else, isn't it? Look at that mascot on that hood. Isn't that ever lovely?
Yeah, we particularly like the mascot on the front, which is a cormorant. Although I have to say I think it looks like a swan, but we've just had it re-chromed, so it's looking nice and shiny. It's a bit difficult to drive actually on the West Sussex country lanes because it's a bit like driving a galleon. It wallows around a bit as you go around the corners. It's much easier to drive on the motorway.
Next we come to a 48 Pontiac Silver Streak convertible. This is the 8-cylinder version, which is top of the line for the year. Beautiful, beautiful car. I think it's been owned by the same owner for many years now, but an absolutely gorgeous car.
In 1960, the Chevrolet Biscayne.
This was actually designed in about 1956. And somebody looked at that and said, yeah, okay, I like that, we'll make it. And those rear tail fins, you can see the welds on the inside of the boot, are actually made in 10 pieces, welded together. Originally it had a straight 6, a 2-speed automatic. It's got no power options on it and was daily transport for your average American Joe with a family.
Of course, the Americans call them tail fins. Started in 1949 on the Cadillacs, and it was virtually a bubble that fitted, had the side light fitted in it. They grew to proportions. In 57, they started to get, like you see in this 57 Plymouth Belvedere. 58, they were even bigger until they culminated in 1959 with the Cadillac. Now here we see a prime example of what the tail fins culminated in 1959. This is a 1959 Cadillac Series 62 4-door hardtop. In fact, if you look at the roofline on it, it's very flat, and it was nicknamed the flat top. The other big thing that happened in the 50s was engines grew out of all proportions, from the small 6-cylinder engines that were common in the 1930s and 1940s until 59, 60, when you were getting 390 and 400 cubic inches, which equates to very nearly 7 litres.
This was quite an expensive car when it was new. is a 1941 Cadillac Series 62 5-window coupe. This car came in last year from Texas. It belongs to one of our club members, again from the Bristol area.
I live very close to one of the men that started this club. Colin Rogers was one of the instigators of it. Being that I only lived half a mile from him, it's very hard not to have it wear off on you. Okay, I mean, they're very luxurious inside. As you can see, they have this very plush mohair cloth interior. They had heaters as standard, many features that cars didn't have. They have a radio built into the dash. They were the first year also to have the hidden fuel cap, which is in there. I've sold this type of car before, and you end up a few weeks later, the owner rings you and he's stuck at a garage and doesn't know where to put the fuel in.
This is a 1937 Chrysler, and this one has come from Belgium, and it's got a European drop head body on it. So I guess it's probably a unique car. I've never seen another one like it. It's got a very European style hood arrangement with the pram iron on the hood. This one will be powered by a 6-cylinder side valve engine, left-hand drive obviously if it was supplied for the Belgian market. But yeah, all in all, a rare car.
All types of people. You can get dustmen and millionaires together. It's that, and we have had that in actual fact. And so it's the interest that draws people together more than anything else. And this is a Buick NA. This is a very 1934 car, still in the Prohibition era, and a very nice model, but mainly they were black in their era.
As Henry Ford said, any colour but as long as it's black.
That's right. And the only reason that it was black was apparently the black paint used to dry quicker than any other paint on the production line. So if red had been the quickest drying paint, they'd have all been red.
And this is the first of the old Chevys I've seen today. Being driven today by Judith.
It's an Australian import. It was brought into this country in 1982. We brought it as a non-runner, had a little few tweaks done on the engine, and we've just been running it since then to see what it needs doing to it before we take it off the road. I just love driving it, and everybody sort of stops and looks at you or waves and gives you the thumbs up, and if you see kids around, I normally give them a blast on the horn, which normally makes them jump.
I think it's the wettest one I remember, and I've been doing this for a long time. I think the last one was about 1974 when it was as wet as this. Today has been okay. The diehards have come out and they've supported us, they've had a good time. They've all got wet, as have I, but we've had a good day, and I thank them all for their support. Absolutely looking forward to next year, into the second half of our century, 51 years next year, so let's hope that the weather bucks up for next year.